you know, shallowly interpret what's going on. When you go back and you read history again, after you've lived through an actual war or a currency meltdown, or you live in 2020, right? You see one part of the economy being destroyed, another part of the economy being lifted up by the political action of a few people. And then you watch the media and you realize there's one set of media that doesn't even recognize there's a problem. And there's another set of media that takes a totally different point of view. And then you realize that news is just a curated stream of opinions. And if you want one set of opinions, you could watch one set of channels. If you want another set of opinions, you watch the other set of channels.
But what do you do with this now? Because you it's like anyone. You have your eyes opened. You question everything. But for you, what does that mean? What do you do with this now?
Once you realize that so many things you take for granted aren't necessarily so, and it calls you to open your eyes toward a bunch of things in the world. Well, there's two responses you could have. One response is to note there's 100 things that are wrong with the world and start to complain about all 100 of them. And the other response is just to pick one single thing that you can do that might make a difference. And I'm of the opinion that I could complain about 100 things in the world that I disagree with, that I would talk about with you privately, but the world doesn't want my opinion, and it doesn't care, and those things aren't going to change based upon me complaining about them. I don't have any real power. And I also think, I remember the words of Hayek. You know, it says, you know, you want to take money away from the state, you know, you can't do it, you know, in a frontal assault. You have to do it in a sly, roundabout way. So my view is, how do you fight, you know, something which is so entrenched in the civilization that the harder you push, the harder it pushes back? And the answer is you have to introduce a new idea that will go viral. So, for example, Bitcoin, you know, is a new idea. You could view it as freedom technology, a freedom virus. And you can also view it as a monetary virus to give sound money to the world. So if I want to give freedom and sovereignty and dignity and empowerment to 8 billion people, I don't loudly scream that their overlords ought to stop leaning on them. You know, I'm not going to topple every government and every corporate overlord and everything. So what I do is I introduce a new technology that spreads virally. And if I want to give property rights to 8 billion people, I introduce a new technology. And when you introduce a new technology, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. I think when you say, you're wrong, you're stupid, I'm smart, do it my way, change your way, right? The louder you say that, the harder someone pushes back against you.
That's like parenting.
You create inflammation.
Yeah.
Right? And there are examples in our political system where it's certain political parties, their position is the other party is wrong, we're right, they're stupid, we're smart, do it our way, and give us credit and blame them. Right? And so that's an inflammatory approach. I think that you could spend $100 billion trying to jam your idea on someone that doesn't want it. They will just crowdsource $100 billion of power to push back.